I think there was even a news story in like the late '90s where they found this asteroid that had like little microorganisms. It was like a big deal. I don't know why it's like not really popularized, but like whenever like when I was a kid, like I would check books out of the library that had to do with aliens, and they would always bring that up that there was like microorganisms in this one asteroid. But anyway,
you went to the library when you were a kid? Did you grow up poor? No, just kidding.
Oh, look at me, Mason.
I got hit.
I'll put
Cameraman
a good sound
hit
effect
me.
in there. Do you want me to put a good sound effect in there?
no.
What do you think, Peter?
I mean, sure. I mean, it's been proven, like, I guess, what was it? There's in places that we thought were inhospitable, we find life goes on there. So, I mean, sure, just because we haven't found it doesn't mean it doesn't exist.
Okay, yeah, well, I think there's a chance.
Dude, you're
But
half
like he
alien.
said, I don't know if I believe that because that'd be huge news, because then it would screw with the people who believe in the Bible. Because they believe there's a microbe on another rock or something like that. It shouldn't, because some people believe in the Bible believe it's only 6,000 years old, the Earth. No, I agree. Some people, I do believe that there is creation, but I also believe in evolution too. So I'm one of them freaks. Well,
Evolution 2? Is that like the
It's
second
the
phase
second
of
movie?
evolution?
Yeah.
All right. Awesome.
I don't
Evolution
know,
2,
but
Darwin's
basically
Revenge.
where our planet is in our solar system, it's almost impossible to duplicate the perfection of where we are in accordance to the sun and the moon having the right place. And then also, if we weren't where we were, like there's the cloud, the Milky Way cloud, if we were in it, we wouldn't even know there was a universe around us because we'd be all pelted with crap and we wouldn't see anything. But we are in the perfect spot to actually observe the universe and go, wow, we're intelligent people, kind of, except for me.
See, what's interesting is that exact argument that you're laying out, I see it in exactly the opposite terms because there's billions of stars in this galaxy. And there's billions of galaxies in the universe. So what you're saying mathematically it's not going to happen again. I think it's got to happen more than once because you're talking about billions and trillions of stars.
Right, which is, like you said,
So-
where I agree that
Whether we'll ever
Just like
travel to
evolution,
them is
getting
different.
people
but-
the way we are, mathematically, is almost freaking impossible.
I don't think that we'd end up with people that look like us or that we could be.
Lou Ferrigno, maybe.
Could be anything, maybe not even the same kind of,
Physiology.
we wouldn't see zoology or anything like that. I think all of the factors would be different, but I think the idea that these chemicals will combine only here and only in that way, I don't think that's possible. I also believe in God too, and I believe in creation, and I don't think that He would have made a universe this big for just us.
And I agree with that. I totally agree.
So Rachel, Mark was going to say something. Mark, let's get you in this. You were excited to respond.
No,
to
I was going to say that. Yes, I was going to say that you could actually have God as the extraterrestrial.
I know what you're saying. Like angels are supposed to be
ancient aliens.
Yes.
Aliens.
I'm not going to
We're
say it was
confused as
aliens.
aliens or the other
But
way
it was
around.
aliens.
Or you could think that angels were actually, they could have been aliens that were like,
You could have fallen angels be the ones who taught man how to use weapons, and they would look like spacemen because everything's bright and shiny and light and chariots of fire. And
There's
and you'd worship them because, dude, if a guy showed up in here and he said, I am your God, and you said, no, you're not my God, and he took a shotgun, blew his head off, and it grew back, and he said, I'm your God, you'd say, maybe he should be my God, you can't kill him.
like the Immortals movie coming out 11/11/11.
There you go.
Well,
I'm
there
just
was,
saying,
there's in
when-
the Bible. There's in Ezekiel. There's like passages that UFO people like freak out over because they think that the imagery that they're talking about, and they're talking about a metallic ship with four different. Who knows? It could, but
People didn't know how to describe stuff back then.
Right, I mean, then you've got like ancient aliens talking about like, well, this drawing on this particular like Incan or Indian Hindu temple looks like a plane, but the problem is that humans by design see shapes everywhere. We do that. We arrange stuff. So we're used to seeing shapes like planes. UFOs. It's now in like the lexicon of our imagery. It's there. So we're going to look at something completely different than say a tribe 2,000 years ago.
Yeah.
So I think it's a little asinine just to look back on a picture and go, oh, well, that clearly must have been some sort of UFO because it looks like a plane. No, you want to think it's a plane.
You're projecting your imagery. Yeah,
Right.
That's right.
So, like I said, I think we all believe there's life out there, but to bring it back, I mean, what UFO stuff,
I think it's all military airplanes and shit.
that's actually
Area
quite
51.
plausible.
That's what I
yeah.
totally believe. I mean, it would be kind of neat to know there's aliens, but in one hand, the scientists say, well, it'd take thousands and thousands of years to get here, and even if they were that smart, and then on the other hand, then people say, well, they've crashed and they're around, and I've seen them around. They describe them on Coast to Coast all the time, the Greys or whatever. And I'm more leaning towards what's more realistic. And there's always an air base where most of these people see stuff are those stupid balloons, like that guy that pretended his kid was on it. I never even seen a balloon that looked like that.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, whoa! I could definitely see me going, oh, that's an alien, you know?
Yeah.
You're murdering my Santa Claus.
Yeah.
Ryan, do you have an opinion on this?
Pretty much, they've described everything I would have said.
Oh.
I find it just impossible that we have all this space and that there would not be other life out there.
But what about evidence of interaction on Earth?
What?
I find I guess I don't really believe they've visited us.
You don't think they've been here?
I mean, if they're going at the same pace as we are, they might be just most. I think I'm missing how to explain this. They could be just, since they developed as long as we did, they
They all
could be
dead?
on our position.
In the same point of history as we would be. That's I think what you're trying to say.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
Entirely on that.
until we really develop telescopes that could break the speed of light, which is, I mean, because that's the unfortunate reality about telescope technology right now is they're more time machines than anything else. Because we're getting light coming from these systems that are millions of years old. And so ultimately, until we can break that barrier and see things more real time, we might not have that evidence for a couple of more millions of years. I mean, right now it's kind of interesting. We have SETI, which unfortunately I think got shut down.
Yeah.
But
Budget cuts.
yeah, but they were looking for things like evidence of asteroid mining. I don't know if you guys have heard of the concept of a Dyson sphere. It's basically the
Hollow Earth.
yeah, something like that. Basically, a Dyson sphere, for people who don't know, it's a construct theoretical construct, because the idea is to surround a sun with solar panels or other like energy collecting devices, and you surround the sun or parts of the sun, and that is a permanent like super powered source of energy, and that's evidence of highly advanced technology. Because if you can start putting panels around the sun to collect energy, I mean that's more than we got.
Well, it's
So-
just the material alone to construct something like that.
Exactly.
It would take a super liberal alien.
They're still paying for it. Their Social Security is bankrupt.
That's why they can't make it out to us.
So, Steph, do you have any thoughts on this?
Well, I agree with the statement that being a big universe, there's a chance that there's life. Whether it has a chance to contact us or whether we have a chance of contacting them, I really can't say. I mean, technology is always changing. I mean, at the very least, we could probably communicate with them, maybe through advanced radio or satellite communication.
Well, they're still stuck with ham radio style stuff.
Yeah.
Well, the saddest thing about that is,
They're getting Jerry Springer out
well,
there.
well, actually no, it's worse than that. One of the first broadcasted TV things on Earth was one of Hitler's national speeches to Germany. And that was one of the first things broadcasted, and of course technology at the time, it means we just pump that out into the rest of the galaxy. I mean, so that would be their first thing, would be one of Hitler's crazy speeches he's going off. And then on top of that,
They come showing up with freaking Hitler.
Yeah.
cartoons on and-
the other good news though about that is though we put out so much noise that it would be hard to miss us. I mean, we've got so many signals that are just being shot off into space because we don't focus most of our broadcast. You just have a satellite emitting it, and then we have receivers on Earth, but it's also going all over the place. So I mean, and then you've got, I think it's Voyager 1 or 2 is close or either past the Kuiper belt. Steve, would you know about this?
Yeah, it's out past the Kuiper.
Right. I mean, and that's the farthest human-made object has gone.
Wait till they get a load of red tube.
So you're telling
So
me
that's
little
what
green men
Uranus
are
is.
keeping up with the Kardashians?
What?
Yes, they are.
When is it expected to turn into VJR?
Yeah. Futurama joke.
So what about this? And
Female
I know this is
lawyer.
weird, and I didn't invent this. I don't remember where I heard it, but I heard it years and years ago. But those little gray men and the UFOs and everything else are actually highly evolved humans from the future coming back to observe the past.
It would raise all sorts of causal hell, like for causality and paradox.
But it would explain why they don't want to be seen.
Now, if you think about this, those aliens from the future, when they lived in their time, they were actually living in the past too, because there's a future for them. There you go.
Is the DeLorean fixed?
No, but we just made an electric powered model, so we're getting greener for time travel.
Buddy, it goes 88 miles per hour.
5 million gigawatts.
1.21, gentlemen.
What do you,
Don't mess with people.
Yes.
what do you think, Matt?
Einstein, quit shitting.
I want to believe,
Yeah.
and I think I'm the same idea of
Just get a TARDIS.
it's a big place, and the likelihood of us being the only inhabitants seems to me kind of small minded. And then I'll also think like dimensionality, like of dimensions that we have no concept of. I think I would think that there are things floating around that could be like Steve was saying earlier, with all these energies that we're getting pelted with now. Well, what's to say that we couldn't be? I don't know. Maybe Rob's being.
Not French fry hot dogs taste like grapes.
I don't know. I feel like it's a big universe, and I'm thrilled that we had this kind of conversation tonight. Thrilled. No. All right, so thanks for joining us. For all things free lunch, go to freelunchcomics.com. Let's say goodbye to our friends on the internet, everybody.
Live long.
Oh, yes.
Over the water.
I want to believe.